तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भवता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, 10, chapter number 8, verse number 36. So we have been reading this pastime of Sri Krishna eating clay. So he ate clay while playing, and then the cowherd friends, they went and complained. So what kind of friends are they? Their friends or their enemies? So they went and complained, and then Mother Yashoda was very much worried that if he eats this mud then he will become sick. So she came and asked him, why are you eating? And he denied. So then she said, but all this your friends are saying. His friends? How can you call them friends? So okay, your brother is also saying. So he is influenced, right? If you are a person, simple person, then you become influenced by the association. Like water. If you mix water in something, it becomes like that. If you mix it in milk, it looks white. If you mix it in juice, it takes the color of the juice. So he says, my brother became influenced by them. So then he says, well, if you don't believe, then you can see. So there are different pramanas. Prataksh pramana, Anumana pramana, Shabda pramana, Upamana pramana. So which is the best pramana? Shabda or Prataksha? Prataksha or Shabda? But when Shabda they already heard, Yashoda already got the Shabda pramana from the children that he has eaten and from Balram. So why is he saying this? Yadi satyagiras tarhi samaksham. If you think their Shabda is right, verify it with Prataksha. So Shabda is powerful or Prataksha?
Shabda. Shabda is of absolute then.
Shabda, from where Shabda came? They saw him. Right? Those who complained, they first saw or they heard?
They saw.
So Prataksha. So Shabda is the children of Prataksha. If there is no Prataksha, there is no Shabda. Right? So Prataksha is Jeshth Praman, Shrestha Praman. Remember this. So that's why Yashoda says, Yadi evam tarhi vyadehi ityukta sa bhagwan harihi vyadatya vihita aishwarya krida manuja balaka. So she says, okay, if this is true, means if you have not eaten, Yadi evam, if it is like this what you are saying, then open your mouth. He says, you are saying that Shabda is wrong. So let's confirm it. If you have to verify Shabda, how will you verify? By Prataksha. There is no other way. So it says Vyadehi. So Vyadehi means open your mouth. So iti yuktaha sa Bhagwan Hari. So when he was asked like this, then now he is called Bhagwan here, because he has to manifest Aishwarya. So that Hari, who is Bhagwan, Vyadatta, he opened. He has to follow the order of his mother. Although he is Bhagwan Hari, maybe Bhagwan, but mother is more powerful. So there Avyahata Aishwarya Krida Manuja Balaka. So how is this person? It says Avyahata Aishwarya. It does not mean that he is performing Madhurya-līlā, therefore he does not have Aishwarya. So he has Aishwarya, and this Aishwarya is Avyahata, is not lost. Hata Aishwarya means if you have lost Aishwarya, just like sometimes it says Hata Shri, like for Ashwatthama in the first chapter it is described that when Arjuna took away the jewel from his head, then he became Hata Shri, means his beauty was lost. His Aishwarya, beauty, power, everything, Hata means finished. So Avyahata means not lost. So he has Aishwarya, it may not become manifest, but it is there. So therefore he is called Avyahata Aishwarya. But Aishwarya is not manifest. Why? Because he is Krida Manuja Balaka. He is a Balaka. So Balaka is not having Aishwarya. And he is a Manuja Balaka. He is a Balaka, born from Manu. Manuja means Manu child. Manu baby. So Manuja Balakaha Krida Manuja, but he is only for playing, he is a Balaka. Otherwise he is Bhagavan. So he is Bhagavan who is Kridartha Manuja Balaka. Appears playing as a child of human child. Manuja here means human. So then this is what he did. Otherwise who can ask him to open his mouth? It's like asking a lion, open your mouth. Right? So Vyadehi Mukham Prasaraya. So Vyadehi means open your mouth. Nanu mata mama adya pradham ma pashyatu iti ichya eva tadanad bhitena bhagavata mithyoktam. So he says, well, there is a doubt here that he spoke a lie out of fear of being smacked by the mother. Right? Tadanadi bhitena. Mothers sometimes beat the children. So the children they are afraid of mother. So Tadana bhitena bhagavata mithyoktam. Why? Mama adya pradham ma pashyatu. So that my mother would not see the aparadh which I have committed of eating the clay. So for that reason he told the lie, but now he is saying, okay, watch my face, what is this? Mukh prasarne tu mritika bhakshana lakshana vyaktya satasya ichha katham safla syat. So how his wish will be fulfilled if he opens the mouth? The very reason he spoke a lie so that Yashoda would not ask to open the mouth. So now he is telling lies and then he is opening the mouth also. This is contradictory. Right? Opening the mouth means she will see that he has eaten the clay. Telling the lies means he wants to convey that I have not eaten. So his action is not matching with his words. And that is the sign of trickster. Isn't it? That is the sign of an asadhu. Vachsi anyat, mansi anyat, karmani anyat asadhu nam. Vachsi ekam, mansi ekam, karmani ekam, sadhu nam or mahatma nam. So he is saying one thing and then he is opening the mouth. How does it match? So he will make it match. Because he is sadhu. So this is the question which is raised. Satasya ichha katham safla syat. That how is that his wish will come true? So ityata ahana vyahatam. So to answer that question, the word or the compound word of avyahat aishwarya has been used. Na vyahatam prem madhurya vatvena nijashwarya anusandhana bhavepi na parahatam. So what does it mean avyahat aishwarya? Was the aishwarya manifest there? No, it was not manifest, but it remained subdued. Why? Because he was performing his Leela of Madhurya, Prem Madhurya Vatvena, and therefore when he performs the pastime of Madhurya, he does not manifest Nijashwarya Anusandhana Bhavepi. He is not aware of his Aishwarya. He does not have an Anusandhan, awareness, consciousness, or knowledge of his Aishwarya that I have this much. But that does not mean that he does not have it. Like Hanuman, he was to be told that you can jump this ocean and reach Lanka. He did not know that he has that much power. So this is the meaning of anusandhana bhav. So although he is not having an anusandhan, he is not thinking about it, yet he has it. Kintu swakritya avsare swameva savdhanam aishwaryam yasya. So then what happens? Says that when there is a need for aishwarya to manifest, then aishwarya manifests by itself without him consciously thinking about it. It just manifests because that is his aishwarya and it is meant for serving him. So swakritya avsare, when there is necessity, then swameva savdhanam aishwaryam. So with great attention the aishwarya becomes manifest, and therefore it is not parahata, it is not subdued. Satya sankalpata shaktya prerita aishwari shakti swameva praktibhuya vishwam darshitva Shri Yashodam Vishmaya Rasa Nimagnikritya Putra Bharsan Falakam Kopam Vismarya Maseti Bhava. So what actually happened is that Krishna is called Satya Sankalpa Apta Kama. Right? One of his name is Satya Sankalpa. So Satya Sankalpa means that his Sankalpa, his resolve comes true. Whatever he thinks, it happens. If he desires to do something, then it happens. So that is the meaning of Satya Sankalpa. So now he has said that I have not eaten, means he desires that his eating of clay should not be known. So then his Satya Sankalpa Shakti, that his potency which gives him the name Satya Sankalpa, that potency told his Aishwarya that okay, now you go. Help him. Help him to remain Satya Sankalpa. So this Aishwarya Shakti was goaded or impelled by his Satya Sankalpa Shakti. So Aishwarya Shakti Swameva Praktibhuya. Therefore his Aishwarya Shakti became manifest and showed the universe inside his belly, and therefore Yashoda became absorbed in the Vishmaya Rasa, which is one of the rasas, one of the 12 rasas is Vishmaya. So she became completely absorbed in Vishmaya Rasa, and therefore she forgot about scolding him or punishing him. So Vismarya Masiti Bhava. Nanu alam bhagavataha prem madhuri ashwadena yato yashoda bharsan tadanadibhyopi tasya bhayam syat. So he says, what is this prem madhurya? What is the point in tasting madhurya like this if you have to remain in fear of your mother? Who wants to live in fear? Right? We want to become free from fear, and he has to be in fear if he has to taste madhurya. So how madhurya is better than Aishwarya? Aishwarya makes you fearless, that's why everybody wants to have Aishwarya. Right? Why people want to have money all the time, more and more, because money means it can protect us from problems. So then we don't have the fear that if I fall sick then I have no money to treat myself, or if I am hungry I have no money to eat or no place to live. So money is like a security from problems. So therefore Aishwarya is that which makes you fearless and Madhurya makes you fearful. So which is better? Madhurya or Aishwarya? So that's it says. It says Nanu alam bhagavata prem madhurya ashwadena. It says done with this madhurya. It's not required. Why? Yashoda bhartsana taranadibhyopi tasya bhayam. That he is fearing from a woman, old woman who cannot run. If he runs, he cannot catch him, and he is afraid of her. So this kind of madhurya doesn't make sense. To live in fear from this old lady. So atah ishvaro aham iti swayam eva nijashvarya anusandhana nirbhayeva katham natishta. Therefore it would be better that he always has this bhav, I am Ishvara. Because if he thinks himself as Ishvara, then he cannot fear anybody. Ishvara doesn't fear anybody. If Ishvara starts fearing, then he is not Ishvara. So, yad bibheti swayam bhayam. Ishvara is one whom the fear personified also fears. And then you are making that Ishvara become a Manuj Balaka, human child, and then he is fearing. So what kind of fun is this? Where is the enjoyment in this? How can you enjoy if you are full of fear? Is it possible? If your mind is disturbed, ashantasya kuto sukham. Right? So Krishna says that how can a person who is ashanta, who is not peaceful, how can he be happy? If you have fear, you will not be peaceful. If you are not peaceful, you cannot be happy. So therefore, what is this madhurya ashwadan? It doesn't make sense, it's not logical. Therefore, don't sing songs about it. Let him remain Ishvara and be peaceful. Everybody wants to be peaceful, and you are putting him into trouble. So therefore, let him have this feeling, Ishvaroham. Ishvaroham. Balvan Sukhi. Ko asti sadrishamaya. Right? Yaksha dasyami modishya hai. Ki agyan vimohita. So Ishvaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balvan sukhi. Right? That is the enjoyment. That's why people in the material world want to think like this. I am Ishvara, I am Balwan, strong, I am happy. Right? Adhya Vijanvanasmi, I am wealthy, I have many relatives behind me. Yeah? Madarthe takta jivita. Duryodhana said, look, all these people ready to give up their life for me. And here he is afraid. So he says, what is the point? This is the Purupaksha. So ityata aha krida iti. So therefore in the sloka, Sri Shukdev Goswami uses the word krida manuja balakaha. So krida iti, so krida pradhano manuja balaka iti. So he is making this as a samasha, a compound word of krida pradhan manuj balak. That it is shak parthivadi tvad madhyam padalopa. So there is one category of samasa. When we come to samasas, we will read that. They are called shak parthiv samas. So they are madhyam padalopi. The middle part is dropped in them. Shak Parthiv means Shaka Priya Parthiva. Parthiva means king. Shak, you know, green vegetables, green leaves. So one who likes the green shak, that king is called Shak Parthiva. Instead of calling Shak Priya Parthiva, Priya means one who likes. So the samasa drops the middle word. So he says Shak eva pradhanam yasya tatha bhuta. He likes other things also, but he likes very much shak. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also liked shak, right? Which shak he liked? But he was fond of green leafy vegetables. So he was also shak priya. Sannyasi. You can call him Shak Sannyasi. So that does not mean that they don't like other vegetables, but this is prominent. So pradhana. So shaka eva pradhanam yasya tatha bhuta parthiva ityatra parthivo yatha nij ashwadyesu khandadi vastushu madhye shakam eva pradhanam manyate तथैवम अयम ईश्वरो मनुज बालक क्रीडाम तादृश प्रेम मयिमेव प्रधानम मन्यते न तो स्वीय सर्वेशलत्वादिकमिति भाव. So it says just like the king eats all types of dishes, also has sweets, but his favorite is the leafy sabji. That he likes most. So like that Krishna also, he likes many things, but Krida Manuj Balaka means Krida Pradhan Manuj Balaka, that his pastime as a human child, that is supreme, that he likes more than the Aishwarya. So it is his choice. That does not mean that he does not have Aishwarya, just like it does not mean that the king is only eating shak and does not eat anything else. He eats also other vegetables also, right? He also eats pumpkin. But this is the preference. So therefore that means that he also performs his Śrīmad Bhāgavata, but his favorite is Krida Manuj Balaka, that is the meaning. So here he makes this as a Madhyam Padalopi Samas, where the word Pradhana has been dropped. Krida Pradhana Manuja Balaka. That is the sense. So now in the next 3 shlokas, it is described what Mother Yashoda saw inside Krishna's mouth. Sa tatra dadrishe vishvam jagat sthashnu chakham dishaha sadri dvipabdi bhugolam savaya vyagnindu tarakam jyotish chakram jalam tejo nabhaswan vyadevacha vaikarikani indriyani manomatra gunastrayah etad vichitram sahajiva kala svabhava karmasya linga bhedam Sunostano viksha vidaritasya vrajam sahatmanam avapashankam. So this is what she witnessed in the mouth of Krishna. What is that? Satatra dadrishe. See there, she saw Vishwam Jagat Sthashnucha. She saw the universe. So what does it mean? She saw things which are mobile and immobile. So Jagat means things which move, and Sthashnu means those who are stable. And she saw the sky, saw the directions, saw the whole geography along with mountains, islands, oceans, Adri Dvip of the Bhugolam, Savaya Agni Indu Tarakam, saw the air, the fire, the moon, and the stars. Jyotish Chakram, saw the other luminaries in the daytime itself. Generally you don't see them in the daytime, but she's seeing all this. Brihaspati, Shukra, Mangala, right? Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn. So he saw all that, all the astronomy inside. What is it? Planetarium. Krishna's mouth became the planetarium. So sometimes you see that you have a small screen of the telephone and you can see so much there. Right? You can even type. So in a small space, so many things. Saw the water, Teja fire, then Nabhaswan Vayu, Vyad, Akash, Vaikarikani, Indriyani, Mano, Matra, Gunastraya, and also the various manifestations of Prakriti, the senses, Devatas, mind, the Tanmatras, and the three gunas. So all this she witnessed in the mouth. And then seeing this, she was overwhelmed. That what is this? To see so many things. Sometimes people see one or two things, right? And they become overwhelmed. Some people see some other things, like some Gandharva, some Kinnara, some ghost, something like that. Some other beings, what called angels, sometimes some people see. So she is seeing so much stuff. We have to understand that she must have seen all those also. Yaksha, Raksha, Gandharva, Kinnara, Bhuta, Preta, Chamunda, Shakni, Dakini, all that. Big list. That's how everything. That is the meaning of Vishwam. Vishwam means all, everything. So etad vichitram sahajiva kala sabhava karmasya linga bhedam. So this was very wonderful, variety so much. She also saw the jivas, the time, the swabhava, and the karma, and the karmasya, the chitta, and linga bhedam, all the different varieties. So she saw this suno stano viksha vidaritas. She saw this all in the body of her own son, who had the mouth open. He was keeping the mouth open. He says, see, where is the clay? You are saying you have eaten clay, Where is it? Show me. So you can show me if you find something. So Vrajan Sahatmanam Avapa Shankam. She also saw the Vraja. She also saw herself. Now this was too much. There is no planetarium like that in which you see yourself. So they have not developed yet one like this. So Sahatmanam, and not only herself but all her other friends and relatives and neighbors, all the gopis, the gopas, the cows, and the butter pot, and the yogurt, everything. So then she became very apprehensive by seeing this, that what is this? Is he sick? Am I sick? What is going on? So that's what happened. So Krishna is saying that everything is inside my mouth, so how can I eat? Because eating means something which is not in your mouth, and you put it in your mouth, right? That's what is called eating. But something which is already in your mouth, not only mouth, inside your body, so says Tanav Viksha Vidarit. Mouth, through the mouth she was seeing inside. Mouth.
She didn't see it in the mouth.
Mouth and they paint like this, but it says Suno Stanav Viksha Vidaritasya. She saw it inside the body of Krishna while his mouth was open. So in the commentary he will explain he saw in the jatra, in the belly. Because Brahma says like this in 14th chapter. He will speak about this in his prayers. That kukshi gato. Everything is in your kukshi, in your belly. So if something is already in the belly, then how can you eat that? Eating means taking something outside and putting into your belly. Right? So eating is, in Sanskrit, is called gala adhakaranam. The act of eating is described that you take something from outside, put it in your mouth and then swallow it. Gala means this part, neck. Adhakaranam means taking it down. That is called eating. Now if something is already there, then how can you eat that? So that's what he is saying. He is giving philosophy. He is explaining that you people do not know, you did not study Sanskrit grammar. At least study dhatu part. Right? So adhatu bhakshane, bhaks dhatu, gala adhakaranam. So how you are saying I'm eating, everything is already there. There is nothing outside me. Everything is in my belly. So there is no question of me eating anything. So that's why she became very afraid, confused, bewildered, that what is this happening now? Is he my son or is somebody else? So tatra mukha antar jatre. So therefore he comments here that seeing in the mouth means seeing in his belly. Why is that? Says Krishnasya cha antar jatre iti brahmastavokte. Because in the 14th chapter, in verse number 16 of this canto, Brahma will say that you showed the whole universe in your belly. Krishnasya cha antar jatre. So jagat jangamam. Jagat here means things which are mobile. And sthasnu sthavaram. Sthasnu means things which are not moving, immobile. Kham bhuvar loka. And the kham refers to the bhuvar loka. Bhuloka, bhuvar loka, swar loka. So the middle area is called bhuvar loka. Sadriti bhugolam iti yasya visheshna. So sadri, adri, you know. Adri means mountain. So Sadri is coming here. This is what I was saying, Adriatic. So Sadri Dvipabdhi Bhugolam. Says this Sadri Dvipabdhi is an adjective of Bhugola. So she saw all this. Savayavi iti Jyotish Chakram iti yasya Vayu Pravaha. And then Savayu Agni Indu Tarakam. This is a adjective of Jyotish Chakram. That's all the luminaries along with fire, air, etc. Agnir Vadyuta. Agni here means the lightning, electricity. Nabhaswan, Nabhaswantam. Nabhaswan is word for air. Vekarikani Devan. And Vekarika here refers to the Devas of the various Tattvas. Gunan Sattvadin Stin. Guna refers to the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, these three gunas. Atra Nirakaranam api darshanam tadadhasthatri devatanam murtimatvat. So one may ask a question that how can you see the gunas or the tanmatras cannot be seen. They are beyond sense perception. Ahankara, manas, chitta, all these things you cannot see with your senses. Senses can only things which are gross, not which are subtle. So how is that Yashoda saw? So he says that seeing here these elements means seeing their Adhishthatri Devata, the presiding deities of Ahankara, Chitta, Manas, Gunas. So, and because those Devatas are Murtiman, they have a form. The objects themselves are formless, but not the deity. So the Devata, so he saw the Devata, and from that she understood that if you see Varuna, then you know this is the Devata of Jala, Agni Devata, Vayu Devata. Vayu is not visible, but Vayu Devata is visible. Hanuman is Maruti Nandana. पुनश्च प्रपंचयति एतद् विश्वं सह युगपदेव वीक्ष्य. So then it is further described in the last sloka, etad vichitram saha. And this was very wonderful. So she saw all this along with the universe. Jivascha, she saw the Jiva, and Gunakshobhaka Kalascha. She also saw the time. So time is that which brings change or transformation in the gunas of the Prakriti. Parinam hetu swabhavasya. Then there is also swabhava. The transformation happens in the gunas, but how does it happen? It happens according to the swabhava, right? If you have the seed of lemon, it will grow into a lemon tree. So although the transformation is happening because of the time, but it happens according to the nature or the swabhava of that particular seed or object or DNA, you call these days. And janma hetu karmacha. And she also saw the karma, which is the cause of one's birth. No karma, no birth. Tat samskara ashyasya. And where are all the samskaras? Where are the imprints of all this karma, swabhava? Where are they lying? They are lying in the chitta. Ashaya. So ashaya means where they are sleeping. Asya dvara kukshautiyartha. So Tairlinganam Shariranam Bhedo Yasmin Tata. So this various types of divisions of the bodies, they happen because of these things. The different type of chitta and karma brings different type of bodies. So linga here means linga sharira, and then there is this gross body. So the variety is because of the variety of one's the jiva's karma. So she also saw the jivas and the karmas of various jivas. Tanau kukshav. Tanau means body literally, but here it refers to belly. Vidarite prasarite. Vidarite here means prasarite, means the open mouth. Asya dvara kukshavti artha. So although the sloka says that she saw in the mouth, he says the meaning is that through the mouth was like the tube of the telescope. Through that she was seeing inside the belly. Saha atmanam atma pati putradi sahitam brajam cha. So along with the husband, means Nanda Maharaj, other children, Balaram, Brajvasis, and the whole Braja, she saw along with herself in the Kukshi. Yasya kukshaudam vishwam bhati. Brahma also speaks this again in the 17th sloka. Iti brahmokte asyeva vishwasya antasthitattve bahisthitatvam achintya yogamaya darshitai. So this was amazing that this very universe which is outside was also inside simultaneously. How is that possible? Something is inside cannot be outside, something is outside cannot be inside. But Krishna showed simultaneously what was outside, the whole Vraja. She is outside, she was also inside. I mean, everything had its prakasha. It's an expansion. Like Krishna made prakasha of himself in Rāsa-līlā. Like that the whole universe had its double. So as if it was reflecting in him. So this happens by his achintya yogamaya, his power of yogamaya which is inconceivable. Tatascha Krishna sharirasya jagan madhyavartitva jagad vyapkatva parichinnatva parichinnatve vastveva vyanjita. So simultaneously Krishna showed that he is inside the universe because he is standing in this universe, and at the same time the universe is inside him, in which also he was standing. Exactly the same which is outside was seen inside him. And because in the outside Vishwa he is also there, so inside also he was there. And there also he was opening his mouth. And Yashoda is outside, so Yashoda was also inside and seeing in the mouth of the Krishna who was inside him. And in that mouth also there was a universe, and Yashoda was also there and seeing another Krishna who is opening mouth. So this is the most wonderful thing. It's quite amazing. So that's why he's saying that simultaneously he showed that he is limited because he is standing, and he is unlimited. And in the limited is the unlimited, and in the unlimited is limited, and in that limited is another unlimited. And this goes on unlimited. So then finally you don't know whether he is limited or he is unlimited. He is both. So that's what he's saying that. And this, he says, is not a dream or some kind of a magic or trick. He says, Vastava eva vyanjite. He showed this in reality. In actuality, he showed it. It was not some magical thing or some yogic trick or anything like that. See the beauty. So this is called Aishwarya. Who can manifest Aishwarya like this? Now so many people claim to be God happily, right? So this is what is God. So Aishwarya Upaskanam Vishwasmin Bhagavad Darshanam Bhagavati Vishwadarshanam Yaduktam Tadetadev Madhurya Upasaka Sirodhariya Padambujaya Sri Yashodaya Pidrishtam. So those who are worshipper of Aishwarya of Krishna, so for them Vishwasmin Bhagavad Darshanam and Bhagavati Vishwadarshanam, that for them it was shown that in this world there is Bhagavan, and in Bhagavan there is the universe. So this is the Aishwarya for those who worship Aishwarya. And simultaneously for Yashoda, who is worshipable of all those who are worshipper of Madhurya Bhav, Madhurya Upasaka Shirodhariya Padambujaya, Sri Yashodaya Pidrishtam. Yashoda also saw this, who is respected and worshipped by all those people who are engaged in Madhurya Upasana. So they worship Yashoda, and Yashoda was seeing all this Aishwarya. So by seeing this, Drishtacha Shankam Putra Prati Anishta Shankam Avapa. After seeing this, you can understand Yashoda's love, that seeing so much Aishwarya, she did not deter from her position of being the mother of Krishna. This Aishwarya is not manifest by any other avatara or anyone like this. But this much of Aishwarya was not able to shake her position. She did not think that this is God or this is somebody. Rather, she was thinking there is something problem for my son. I hope now nothing happens to him, he does not fall sick. Or some ghostly person has not possessed him, that he is showing all this. What is this? So she was worried about the child and not thinking that he is some great god or avatar or this or that. Here these days, if somebody does little thing, they declare him as some avatar, right? Sometimes you read this news, some child is born with some extra limb or something. Then immediately they say, oh, he is some avatar, people are coming and worshipping. But here Krishna is showing all this, and Yashoda is not moving from her position at all. Not even 1 millimeter. She is firm. So therefore she got worried about what is wrong with my son. Is something wrong with him or something wrong with me? So this was in her mind. So any question on this?
That's a question.
Yes.
So it seems like these Aishwarya Shaktis that come are instinctive. I mean, they're not under Krishna's conscious control. Unlike Hanuman, where he had to be told by Jambavan, oh, you have this power, then he remembers and he jumps. But in Krishna's case, it's almost like a reflex. You know, when you touch something hot, you turn your hand away without realizing you did that. So it's something like that.
Yes, he doesn't have to consciously think of doing it. Like in case of Hanuman, he has to think now that I have the power. So, because if he starts thinking like this, then his madhurya will be spoiled.
Yeah. But then what happens to the Govardhan-līlā? Because there he is making the conscious decision to lift.
Yeah, that his Aishwarya manifests and lifts, but he still thinks that I am Nanda Maharaj's son. The Aishwarya does not get into his head. Basically, that's the idea. So that's why I said that he is not consciously thinking Iswaroham. So even if he lifts Govardhan and he thinks of doing it to protect them, he is thinking I have to protect them, he does this. But he does not think I am Ishvara. Of course, when Indra came, then he was showing his power to him. But his mood does not change from the feeling that I am Nanda Maharaj's son. That's the idea. That Manuj Balaka remains. That is his identity.
So it's like when children play and they say, oh, I am so strong, and they might even think that they are strong, and they try to do something that we know they cannot do, like lifting a stone. So Krishna is also good as a child, but he happens to be able to lift it.
Yeah, but he is thinking that it is the love of my cowherd people which is making me lift it. That's what he thinks. And Nanda Maharaj is thinking that it is the power of our Narayan Sila which has entered into this boy, because Garga said that. Narayana Samagati. So they all find logic like that, to think. Just like now when someone is considered as avatar here, so the followers find some logic about it, that he is avatar. They believe like that, they think like that, they see like that. So like that they are doing the opposite. They find an explanation how he is not an avatar. Otherwise that Aishwarya will come. So that is the meaning, that he actually has all the Aishwarya in him and he manifests it. And this is the point to be studied here. See, this whole description is for us to understand what is Madhurya or Raganuga Bhakti. So he manifests all this Aishwarya, but their Madhurya is not shaken by that. Means their love towards Krishna does not diminish. Otherwise what happens, that as soon as you think of somebody as being superhuman, then immediately that reverence comes. So that reverence did not come in the mind of Yashoda. But Devaki saw Krishna in the prison and she was immediately praying. So she did not start praying to him and saying, please give me some boon. Nothing like that. She was only thinking, what is this? Now some other trouble has come, or what is it? So that is to show the extent of their love for Krishna. It does not, there is nothing which can shake it, positive or negative. If he plays with them, he steals their butter, breaks their pots, it does not change their love for him. Or if he manifests superhuman powers, it does not change their love for him. That's what is being described here. This is the essence. So ya priya sa priya evahi. One who is priya, he remains priya only. Not that today I love you, tomorrow I hate you. Today I cannot live without you, tomorrow I cannot live with you. So that does not happen. Anything else?
Babaji Maharaj, I just had on this, when Yashoda was seeing in his mouth, so this was coming frame by frame, first all these tanmatras, then these where Adhishtan Devta, then she was seeing Praja, or just in one go everything was visible?
Well, whatever you can see in one instance, you can move your head. Like if there is a vast field, there is a certain angle in which you can see, and the rest you have to turn your head. That's why your neck is not fixed. Right?
Actually, the doubt was coming when Arjuna saw the universal form, so it was the chariot and there was a lot of open space, but here it is in the mouth, so mouth is very small.
तुम भी क्या बात करते हैं? If he is showing this whole thing in the body, what is the problem? If he can manifest like this, he can manifest, show it bigger there, remaining same. Just like he was small boy, but the ropes could not bind him. So how is it possible that so many ropes cannot bind a small boy? So it is simultaneously small and big, that's the point. He remains small only, but he is unlimited because he is showing the whole universe in it. So that's how you have to think. So she is seeing up, down. Arjuna was also seeing like this, he was moving his head all around. Sarvakshi Shiromukham. Everywhere. His face, nose, hands. Anything else?
Babaji, I just had a technical question about something a little earlier in the Tika.
Yes.
Where he's enumerating this Jiva, Kala, Swabhava, Karma portion. I had two questions. One was where he says Ashayas cha Tair Linganam. What does that Tair refer to?
Tair means whatever this karma and swabhava, all these things.
Acha. Okay. And also I was wondering
because they are the one which constitute the body. All this karma, swabhava, ashaya, this is what make the body. And because of the difference in them, the various types of bodies manifest. They are like the seeds. So since there is a difference between among the seeds, the seed of mango, seed of papaya, lemon, whatever other fruits are there, so then different types of trees come out from that. So similarly, because of different ashayas, there are different types of bodies which manifest. Therefore it says Tairlinganam Shariranam Bhedo. Yes, means that.
Acha. And my second question was that just as I was looking at the text, my initial reading of it was that Guna Kovaka would go with Jiva, Parinama Hetu would go with Kala, like the grouping was like that. And so I was wondering how to understand why you read it the other way, that the groupings go with the following element.
So what is your grouping?
Jivascha Guna Kovaka, Kalascha Parinama Hetu. Like that.
So, how is the Jiva Gun Kshobhaka? Tell me.
How is the Jiva Guna Kobhaka? Because the Prakriti before the Shrishti is inactive, and only when through the glance of Vishnu the Jivas are cast towards Prakriti does Prakriti become, and the gunas become agitated out of the equilibrium of Prakriti.
Yeah, but the Kshobha in Guna comes because of the Kala. If you read the 26th chapter or the 3rd canto, then it is the Kala which is bringing the Kshobha, as far as I remember. So I think it is Jivascha, Gunakshobhaka, Kalascha, Parinam Hetu, Swabhavascha, Janma Hetu, Karmacha, Tat Samskara, Ashayascha. That's what I think. If you want to think other way around, then it will be Jivascha, Gunakshobhaka, Kalascha, Parinam Hetu, Swabhavascha, Janma Hetu, Karmacha. So now Karmacha, Tat Samskara, and then Ashaya, where will that go?
I'm not sure. I mean, perhaps he doesn't offer a gloss. I guess what I'm understanding is grammatically it's possible to read it either way then, and according to concept one would have to ascertain the meaning.
Yeah, so generally Jiva is not considered as Gun Kshobhaka, at least I don't remember anywhere. Gun Kshobha The kshobha happens because of time. Therefore, when it's time for creation, then gunas become imbalanced. So when Mahavishnu is glancing, that is when he is implanting the jivas and the time. Time is that which brings. And also it makes sense because what is bringing change in the material world is time. Time is that which brings the change. And then parinam happens according to the swabhava. And janma hetu is karma. And the samskara are in the ashaya. That's where the samskaras are. That's what anyway, if you think that way, it's no problem.
I'm not adamant about anything. I was just wondering if I'm missing something grammatically or anything like that. So that's all. No big deal.
No, grammatically you can apply either way. Just from the understanding that Kala is supposed to be the gun kshobha.
So is the Guna Kshobha is a Sashti Tatpuru Samas and Guna Kshobha?
Anything else? Okay.